What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Crypt13 and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys side-by-side comparisons of Shenhe's buffs compared to Bennett's buff. We are going to look at almost every cryo skill in the game and see which character is providing the most damage from their buffs. Things to keep in mind here, okay? All moves will be shredded by Kazuha, providing 50% res down from the 4-piece Viridescent Venerer set and a little bit of extra damage bonus to everyone. Shenhe will use both her elemental skill and elemental burst, and Bennett will only use his elemental burst. And here is my Shenhe build. So let's take a look at it real quick. Calamity Queller level 90, artifacts is 20. Not maxed on the headpiece yet. 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Shiminawa. C0, talents are level 8. Bennett is 9 and 12, so he does have a little bit extra boost. He's 80-90 as well. He has an Alley Flash for 620 base attack. So based off of my build, Bennett does have a slight edge in terms of investment over my Shenhe. Now also, before we actually get into the comparisons here, when comparing the damage, sometimes the enemies are not exactly the same, and neither are their levels. So the damage difference, if they're close, we can make our best judgment on which character should win. All of the cryo characters also that I will be showing off aren't necessarily using their best builds to take advantage of Shenhe's buff. It's just the best build that I could make with what I had. Make sure to keep all of those things in mind when we take a look at these damage difference numbers. First off is Ganyu's charged attack. And the winner here is Shenhe, dealing about 32,000 on the Frostflake arrow and 50,000 on the Bloom versus Bennett's 24,000 and 45,000. Next is Ganyu's E skill. And the winner here is Shenhe, 24,000 versus 18,000 from Bennett. Next we have Ayaka E skill. The winner here is Bennett, 48,900 versus 44,790. Next up we got Ayaka's Elemental Burst. This one's a little bit weird because Shenhe's buff doesn't last the entire duration. Shenhe deals 25,769 for the first 5 hits, and then she drops down to 14,425 after. Bennett deals a constant 19,747 throughout the entire duration. And so if we do the math, then Bennett's overall damage is going to be more than Shenhe's. So the winner here is Bennett. Next up is Rosaria's E skill. And the winner is Shenhe, dealing 17,000 and 27,000 versus Bennett's 10,000 and 24,000. Rosaria's Burst. The winner here is Shenhe, the first hit dealing 24,000 versus Bennett's 19,000, and the second hit dealing 30,000 with Shenhe and 28,000 with Bennett. And then for the tick damage, unfortunately, we could not see how much it did for Shenhe, but for Bennett, it did 24,000. Next is Eula's Tap E skill. We have 21,794 from Shenhe and 18,695 from Bennett. So the winner is Shenhe. Eula's Hold E skill. Incredibly close on the first initial hit. 34,130 on Shenhe, 34,499 on Bennett. Now for the Ice Whirl damage, however, Shenhe takes the cake with 19,000 versus Bennett's 13,000. Next, we have Eula's Elemental Burst. Really close, but Bennett just slightly takes the win here. 31,000 versus 30,000. Now, the physical portion of Eula's Elemental Burst. Now, I think this one's pretty easy to guess who's going to win here. It's going to be Bennett with a massive 234,000 versus 155,000 from Shenhe. This is because Shenhe is only providing the resistance shred here. Next, we got Chongyun's E skill. This one was really close, but Bennett takes the cake with 33,789 versus 31,940 from Shenhe. Chongyun's Elemental Burst. Shenhe wins here with 34,241 from each icicle versus Bennett's 26,950. Kaeya's Elemental Skill. Shenhe dealing 27,000 versus Bennett's 25,000. Shenhe wins. Kaeya's Elemental Burst. Each icicle deals about 16,162 for Shenhe and 8,891 for Bennett. However, much like Ayaka, the buff runs out and then our damage drops down to 5,673. I'm not sure how many times Kaeya's Elemental Burst can proc, so unfortunately I cannot do the math here. So I'm just going to call this one a tie. Next is Diona's Elemental Skill. 13,490 with Shenhe and 5,847 with Bennett. Shenhe wins here. Diona's Elemental Burst. Shenhe deals 16,534 per tick versus Bennett's 8,261. Shenhe's buff also does not last for every single tick of Diona's Elemental Burst, but since it's so much greater and Diona's burst doesn't tick that many times, Shenhe is the winner here. So out of 16 different attacks that we tested today, Shenhe won 10, Bennett won 5, and we ended up calling one a tie. So with my characters and my builds, it looks like Shenhe's buff actually provides a bigger buff than Bennett. Also, Shenhe does have a little bit more room to grow because my Shenhe was not the same amount of investment as my Bennett. She was only level 70 out of 80, and all of her artifacts were also not max leveled. So just in terms of the buff that these two characters provide, it looks like today's winner is Shenhe. Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Don't forget to drop a like and maybe even consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I will see you guys later.